Okay. So I had a dream. Let me tell you about it real quick. I had a dream where I I bought a bunch of land in Kansas or something. So I bought a bunch of land and it was Kansas or Tennessee, it was somewhere just kind of in the middle of like middle America somewhere. And the whole thing was I was like, oh, I'm going to make a bunch of sets here because there's a ton of land. And I was like, okay, there's a bunch of land, and I can build a bunch of sets, and I can have a huge, essentially like a really cheap studio setup. It makes like Los Angeles stuff is so expensive, Vegas even is expensive, but man, if I build a whole set, a sound stage in Kansas, I could do anything I wanted. So I end up getting this off the ground, and I got acres of land somewhere in Kansas, and we started construction on huge sound stages, and there was a skit that I wanted to do that involved a church. I was like, oh man, there's gonna be like a whole church thing. I'm gonna be a big movie stream thing where there's a big church. And so they started building this church. And I want to say like a day passed, and I went to like the big construction site. There's like hundreds of people here, by the way. I don't know where I got the money to pay for hundreds of people to do this, but I did somehow. I get my dream said this is Kansas, so it'll be cheaper. So I was like, okay, that makes sense to me. So anyways, I get there in the morning and I kind of get out of my car and I'm walking around the lot. I'm like, oh, well, this is way larger than I thought everything was going to be. And I look at this church that's being built for this skit that I want to do, and it's like 300 feet tall. It is like a 400 foot tall mega church. And they just had gotten the skeleton up and were doing sort of the rafters on top, and the peak was up there already. And I'm like, I don't like this. People can see this from in the town that was implied. There was probably like only 1,000 people in this population in this town. So it's like, this is going to piss people off. Like, you can see this from anywhere in the town. I was like, this is bad. This is bad. I don't like this anymore. I don't like this anymore. There's too much now. And I said, okay, I hope nobody gets upset about this, right? That's what I said about like a minute or so ago. Dreams are so annoying because the thing that you are saying that could be a bad thing, your dream is preparing for it to happen to you. So when you look and you go, oh my God, hopefully nobody gets upset about that. No, they won't. I think it should be fine. Will it be fine? Your brain is loading up the next cutscene where that thing is not fine. So a guy ended up coming to the construction site on a riding lawnmower, and he was just some guy. He was just kind of some average guy. Like, there was nothing I could describe about him. He was a little heavy set, and he was riding on a riding lawnmower, and he stopped it and he got off. It was like it was his car. And he got off it and he was just like, who's in charge? Who's in charge? And I was like, oh my God, this is the guy. This is the fucking guy that's mad. This is like the fucking town's guy that's mad at me. And I kind of was like, oh, it's my project. And he got back. I was like kind of far away from him. So he got back on the lawnmower and like drove it over to me, got off the lawnmower, and I knew there was going to be a fight. I was like, this is bad. Like, this is going to be a battle. Like, I'm going to have to fight this guy. And I think this guy's going to try to kill me. Because his face was so bright red. He may have been drinking a lot. And I think he was rambling about like how I'm fucking up this town. This town has been around traditionally for hundreds of years. And like, what the fuck is this? What is that? A church you're putting up? And I'm like, no, it was just for a skit. And it's like, what? I'm going to say it's just for a skit to this guy? Way to make him even more angry. So again, in my brain, in my crazy brain, I'm looking around and I don't know why the fuck this keeps happening to me, but I was looking around. I was contemplating just to get this one guy to leave me the fuck alone. I was gonna be like, well, yeah, I'm gonna donate that church to the town. And it's yours. It's like, I made it a giant church for everybody, for you, all of you to enjoy it. And it's yours. And I did it for the town. And just to get this guy to be like, oh, wow, really? Stop throwing money at these problems. Non-confrontational Andy. But, dude, I was ready, though. I had my hand, like, down on my side, like, kind of like that Arthur meme. Like, where I'm ready to knock this guy out if I have to, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, no. All right, but I didn't do that. I didn't go there. All I remember, the dream gets hazy at this point, but he was like, all right, fine. I'm going to leave. And I turn around and I hear the lawnmower turn on and I hear the blades turn on. You know, you can ride on a riding lawnmower and it's like a regular kind of little go-kart. But then when the, like it's very, very distinct. When the blades turn on, it goes from little funny go-kart to kill machine, right? So I hear the fucking the blades go on and I'm like, wait, why did he turn the blades on? And I kind of like I don't want to pay that much. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to pay attention to it. So I'm just kind of walking and I hear just him getting closer. Because they go like 10 miles per hour. They don't go that fast. He was on as fast as you could go in my brain. So I was like, he's getting closer. I have to do something about this. So I like turn around and I guess I turned around like not fast enough. And I kind of tripped. He got me under the fucking blade. And I was like, oh no! And that's when I woke up. He was like running me over with the lawnmower with the blade on. It caught, like I literally woke up right as I was like about to get caught underneath it. That was it. Meat grinder revenge. But it didn't even happen though. It was like my shoe. The front part of my shoe, and I felt a little bit of pain, which is why your brain just kind of wakes you up sometimes, and I'm so glad it did, because if it didn't, I was going to get chewed up by this thing. But it felt like all of my toes got cut off. It was like, whoops, there goes all of them, and I'm awake now. And like the front of the shoe got chewed up too. Why do you die so often in your dreams? I don't know, because I'm like a neurotic person that has high amounts of chemicals that flow through my brain all day. I don't know. And then my at the end of the day, my brain's just like, let's go for a fucking roller coaster ride, Jeremy. I have no idea. All right, where am I going? You know what it is too? It's sleep. I will have one of these crazy wacko dreams if I wake up and then go back to bed. I usually get up around 7 to 8 a.m. Usually. But sometimes I go back to sleep for an hour. If I get up at like naturally around like 6:30, 7, I kind of go, no, I want like 30 more minutes. No, I don't want, no, fuck that. And that's when all the crazy shit happens. All right, I need to find something here. That goofy guy was talking to me. That's the only time I really have these dreams. Am I going back? Oh shit. We just went deeper. Ah!